good to see you guys again. So today's video is going to be about my first Korn Ferry Q School experience. First off, I want to talk about the cost. The cost for the pre-qualifying stage was $3,000. And once you make it through to first stage, it's an additional $3,500. But after that, there won't be anything else. So the total for entry fee that I had to pay this year was $6,500, which is a lot of money. So in order for me to pay that, I took a part-time job as a caddy at Peachtree Golf Club. So I was able to pay that all my own. And this entry fee does not include any hotels, travel expenses, as well as any food. So still covered some of that, but we had to kind of rely on a little bit on my parents. So huge shout out to them, and my wife as well, who helped me out. First started out at the pre-stage at Brunswick Country Club down at Brunswick, Georgia, which started on August 24 to 26. So this golf course was a par 71, and I shot a 66 on the first round, 70 in the second round, and another 70 on the last round. So the pre-qualifying stage is a 3-day event, and that total 5 under par for the 3 days. And I got to be in the top 10. And for that pre-stage, they actually got 37 spots. But yeah, so, heading into the week, I was obviously kind of nervous because it was my first Q school and we didn't have to fly in, so that was obviously a big help. And for the hotel, I was able to use some of my credit card points, which definitely is a big thing. My first pick for stage 1 was in Kannapolis, North Carolina, at this golf course called the Club at Irish Creek. Really awesome golf course. I like that course. It kind of reminded me of my home course back in UVA, which makes sense because now that I think of it, Davis Love III actually designed our golf course, and he also designed the Club at Irish Creek. So it kind of felt like a home course to me. I think it was like a 4.5-hour drive from Atlanta to North Carolina, which isn't bad at all. Again, we were able to save cost on transportation because we were able to drive. It was also a par 71, but this time it's a 4-day event, and I shot a 71, 67, 66, and 71, which brought me to a 9 under par total, and that brought me to a tied for 14th place. And that week, they got 26 spots. So got through that, and heading into the week, I was also nervous, but I really trusted my game that week. It felt really good, played really solid, and I had a lot of confidence coming in the first stage. My whole mindset was to play conservatively, just hit the fairway, hit the green, hit a solid putt. That's all my mindset was that week, and also in Brunswick. But yeah, so I was able to get through, and it felt really good. So now heading into second stage, the site I got was actually in New Mexico. So there you go. Travel cost went way up because of my flight, and my wife came to New Mexico with me, and she also came to Brunswick in North Carolina, but she's there to caddy me and help me out, and it's huge help, so shout out to her. But travel cost was high in New Mexico, and rental car was going to be at least $800 or $900 for the week, but I decided to rent a U-Haul for the week, and that only cost me about $200, which is a big, big save. And funny story, actually, I was playing, I think it was the second round, and there were these other players from the area talking about where to go eat, and they recommended me this place, and I asked them if they had a parking spot that's big enough for the U-Haul I'm running, and they looked at me and they were like, "Wow, you're the U-Haul guy?" And I'm like, wow. So yeah, that week I was known as the U-Haul guy, which is pretty funny. But yeah, so anyway, the course was really tough. Playing 7,600 yards, par 71, which is so long, but the elevation helped a little bit. Then the rough was really thick, greens were fast, and the wind was blowing pretty hard. But yeah, so it was in New Mexico, the University of New Mexico golf course that week. It was from October 11th to 14th. I shot a 74, 72, 76, and a 71. So that was 9 over par for 4 rounds, and I finished tied for 55th, and that week they got 17 spots. Yeah, I didn't do too well, but I couldn't really beat myself up. It was my first time doing Korn Ferry Q School. I'm really, really fortunate to get to second stage, fortunate to have all the support from my wife and from my parents and from my friends. The entire process was stressful, but like when I got on the course, all the stress just went away. I was a lot more nervous in second stage because it was in a pretty big field, and there were some guys who came from Latin America PGA Tour Canada, and some Korn Ferry people at second stage. It was interesting. So being right out of college and being able to make it through the second stage was really, really, really cool. I know that I have what it takes to even get to final stage and play on Korn Ferry. It's a good experience. So for this upcoming year, I'm getting ready for a lot of Korn Ferry Monday qualifiers as well as the PGA Monday qualifiers, and also preparing for PGA Tour Canada Q School, which will happen on mid to end February of next year. And I'm looking into a couple mini tour like APT events to have some multi-day events in, just to keep my game sharp. But yeah, all these events this upcoming year will hopefully get me to be ready for next year's Korn Ferry Q School, which I'm gonna be in first stage right away because I was able to make it to second stage, so I don't have to go through pre-stage for next year, which is big. Also, like, hopefully I get to Monday qualify in one of the events and finish in the top 25. And I'll be invited to the next week and hopefully win. But, these guys out there are good, and I need to do a lot of work. I do feel like I got what it takes to make it. Really confident about that. Yep. I mean, currently my wife and I are planning to move up to Northern Virginia. Right now we're packing up. We're moving on the second week of January, and it's going to be a good move. Like, we're going to be closer to family. Going to be living right by the airport. That's all I have to talk about. Hopefully you guys learn from the experience that I went through throughout this process, and hit me up with any questions you have. If you're trying to make it, trying to play Korn Ferry Q School, happy to answer them. Please subscribe and hit the like button. Trying to grow this YouTube channel too will really help. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys soon. Peace.